So this is Revan, guys. I assume everybody in here is pretty much pro and up, right? So if you haven't, awesome. If you haven't got access to this, you should. If you originally used a code to get into it, you're still in the free version, and all you're going to see is the prompting. There's a lot more behind the tool. This literally started as just a prompting tool. I wanted to create a front-end lead gen mechanism, and one of the things that everybody wants to learn in AI is how to prompt better. And I was thinking, instead of teaching them, why don't I just make a tool that does it for them? So they can basically just put in anything. They don't need to know anything. They don't have to spend thousands of dollars on trying to learn this technique, and it'll just do it. And it does it very well. Then I got down the rabbit hole, as Francis said, like I always do. And it turned into what it is now. But that wasn't really the intention. In fact, we ended up building a new app. In the background, we paid a lot of money to do it. We just actually got it in our GitHub account about a week ago. And we decided to just move to Revan because it's becoming better. And everybody wants me to have the ability to just do stuff. And I don't know how to code, so I can't build on the other side because it's literally built by professional coders. So this is basically just the chat area. This is like the first page on here, and it's chat. And this allows you to choose right here between ChatGPT 5, Grok 4 Fast, Claude Sonnet 4.5, and Gemini 2.5 Pro, which are my favorites. I can put anything in here. In fact, we're going to put Kimi 2, which is doing really, really well, beating some of the other platforms with reasoning right now. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to continue to add the newest stuff. This app literally has all the newest things in it. So the best models for chat, the best models for video. We have Sora 2, we have Grok 3.1 in there right now. The best for image creation. It has Nano Banana, it has Dream, it has all the best images, everything. So every tool that you're using that you're paying for that's the best is probably already in here. Now, one of the cool things, this is just chat. So it's not like it's going to be crazy what it can actually do. You've probably all pretty much used something like ChatGPT. The difference with this is you can, one, access other models, and two, it has memory. So Claude literally just got that in being one of my favorite tools. I don't know how it took him so long. I did things a little bit different. So instead of just having it remember everything, for one, I don't know if you guys are the same, but I work on a lot of different stuff, and I don't want it to remember everything. And the annoying part with like ChatGPT is I have to go back and delete memories and things, which you can also do in here. But this allows you to pick the things that you want it to remember. So if you want to use the memory, let me just click on a chat that's already done so I don't have to think of stuff to say. But once it pops out our chat here, it responds to me. Down at the bottom, it has a little tag to click on that says remember. So if you click on that, it's going to be stored in a memory base. And now every time you use the chat, it's going to remember those things that you talked about. So you don't have to keep entering the stuff in over and over and over again. It'll be in a stored database that remembers. Also, I have the ability to put voices on here. So there's voice databases, and I can pick Brian Hanson, and it'll write in my voice, and I'll show you how to enter a voice as well, going through questions, which is really, really amazing. So now not only can I use a memory bank, so I don't have to think of things off the fly, I can just kind of add them as I go, and it continues to remember my business, but I can also create a brand voice where it sounds like me every time I use it. So let me show you where the brand voice is. So, all right, knowledge bases is in your dropdown. This is going to store your knowledge bases. In this area, I can create all kinds of knowledge bases, and I can upload documents to them. So I can click on here. It's hard to keep going in and out, so I can make sure you guys see all this stuff. But you can upload all your files in here. So if you wanted to memorize stuff with your business, you can do that. Or in the brand voices, I can click on create a new brand voice. And what I've done here is created 80 questions that I can sit and answer that are specific to me. And I actually kind of, I got this from Francis. He thinks of things in terms of a copywriter. So what would a copywriter ask in order to write really good copy and really good sales messages? Those are the 80 questions that I got from Claude. So I asked Claude to think in the mind of a copywriter and give me 80 interview questions to answer that's going to really dial in my voice. The cool thing with this is you don't have to finish it. right away. 80 questions is a ton of questions, right? That's a lot. So you just go through them one by one, and I can save this at any time, and it'll be stored into my brand voices. I just save and exit, and I can come back to it later. The other thing is there's a little microphone right here. So it says, what exactly are you selling? Allow this, okay. So we are selling AI training to help businesses scale. We teach how to use push button strategies that are simple for anybody to use. And so I can talk all this stuff in, and it'll automatically transcribe that stuff into here. And I go through all those questions, so you can just talk it out. You don't have to write it, because who wants to write it all out, right? So now this can now be used on all of my chat messages. Maybe I don't use it sometimes, but if I want to write like sales copy or stuff that's all about my business, I have a voice now that I can create in here. Moving on, because I want to make sure I get to as much stuff as I can. We got a lot of tools in here. You can do, this is the prompting side. So when you click on prompter, I can just type in a very basic prompt, like create a LinkedIn viral post generator for my dentistry, Hanson dentistry, and it'll create a prompt to create that tool, but it'll be really, really dialed in. So we can actually try it out. So create a LinkedIn, yep. Create a LinkedIn viral generator, post generator for my dentistry, Hanson Dental, to help get more dental clients. All right. So you guys just need to know how to speak plain English, and then you hit transform prompt. And this tool has all my frameworks to build out the super prompt. Now, they're not going to be as long as the old tool, because I started to learn that the bloat, like having all that stuff, can confuse and make the AI hallucinate. So I've shrunk them down a little bit, but I kept all the important stuff. And this comes out in a XML format, which is the best way to give prompts to AI. So you don't need to know what any of that really means. You just know when you copy and paste this, it's in a format that AI loves. The images and videos, the same. I have it in JSON format, which it loves that. However, you probably don't know what the heck all that formatting means. Some of you might, I don't. I have a button up here that says show as plain text. And if you click on it, it takes all that formatting out so you can read it. So you can go through and read, and this is actually a really great prompt. But we just put in a sentence, and I got this awesome prompt back. It even has viral enhancers here, specific media interaction ideas, short native video explaining X, poll asking Y, infographic of Z, reasoning for virality. It's a hard word to say. Brief explanation of why this concept is likely to perform well on LinkedIn. So very, very cool. And I can save all of this stuff. So you can download it. You can use it in chat. So if you want to bring this right over to the chat and use it right now, I just click on that and it'll bring it right over to the chat. Or I can save it into my library. So very, very cool. And again, this will help you create your prompts for videos, for images, for text, anything you want. There's also some other cool stuff on here. I won't have a chance to go into all the stuff just because I have about 10 minutes left. But you can do cool stuff like an image to prompt. So if you like the ads that your competitors are doing right now, or maybe you like the way somebody looks and you're like, man, I want a headshot or like a Photoshop that looks just like that, but with my face, you can do that. So you just click on here, and this is called the image to prompt. Now let me go to recents here, try to find a face. So I got to give credit to this guy because I don't deserve the credit. This guy, Jimmy, had this cool, he's part of our community, by the way. He had this cool photo. I was like, man, that looks cool. And I was like, but I don't know how to do that. So I put it into the prompt generator and I hit analyze image, and it's going to give me the prompt to look just like that. And I don't know if you guys have seen my Facebook profile picture. This is how I got it. I put it into Revan, and it popped out this super detailed prompt right here of how to just upload my face and look exactly like that. And so that's exactly how I got that profile picture. I did that. And then right here, I can click on create image. It brings it over here into the image generator. and I can choose the file. I just pick my picture out of here and I hit go and it made that profile picture. So once again, this has Nano Banana. It has Imagen 4, which is also by Google. People don't realize this, but Imagen 4 is actually their better version. It just doesn't do things as good. It creates better photos. It just doesn't do like the text and the face swapping and all that fun stuff as well. But it's actually their better one. It has Flux One Context Max, which is the best, and Hanson Image 3.0 that just came out, the best image generator. I can upload pictures in here as well. Let me take this prompt out. And let's have some fun real quick. So let's do choose file. And I got so many things in here. Let's do my face, Ryan's face. All right. And just type in, make this guy hibachi chef, and have his little marmot friend next to him helping him cook. All right. Hit generate image. And this is how you transform yourself into all kinds of scenarios. It doesn't really matter, but this is so great for ads. And by the way, I built this in like 3 weeks. I put a lot of stuff in here. Something could break. I don't know. I'm building all this stuff really fast. So especially with this event coming up. So I think everything works, but just so you know. All right, so here we go. Pretty cool, right? And so what did I have to do for that? Put in a sentence, right? And so you can create all kinds of different images. I'm going to do an entire overview of Revin starting next week on every single feature, by the way. And it's going to be in Circle. So it'll be in there for you. I don't know if I'll finish it next week, but we're going to start. You won't finish all this stuff next week because it's going to be a lot of stuff. So just so you know, I'm just kind of doing an overview today, but I wanted to get you in here and show you some cool stuff. Here's the video generator. Again, it has Sora 2, VO 3.1. It has the storyboard where you can create longer videos up to almost 30 seconds. 3.1 where you can do the start to finish. What that means is it's Google's 3.1 where I can take a picture and say start here and end with this picture. So you can make like really cool scenes, but we'll dig deep into that. It has an upscaling tool. So if you have like old pictures of maybe like you got a picture with somebody at an event and you love it, but it's just kind of grainy, you can pop it in here, and this uses Topaz Labs, which is the gold standard upscaler for images. So this is inside of here as well. There's an editing tool where you can edit things using some of the best editing tools out here. So there's Revin here, there's Seedream, there's Context, there's Flux One, Nano Banana, Bria, where it removes the backgrounds, Bria background replace, where it puts a new background in. And I just labeled all these because who the hell knows what all those things mean, right? You go on some of these platforms and it just says the name. It's like, okay, thank you. But now what does all this stuff mean? So I actually wrote what they do. I wasn't even going to put the models, but some of the people said, like, I want those models in here. And then we have the clone section, which I didn't really do a great clone just because I was trying to rush and just see if it worked. Again, I added a lot of stuff in here, but I did like 2,500 training steps. If you go all the way to the top, it's going to be even better. And I did 10 images. So if you do 30, it's going to be even better. But this creates a clone of you that you can use anytime in the app. So if you want to create like glam shots and funny shots and all these different things, and you want it to like look like you every time a certain way, you can go into the cloning area and create those. And then when I click on this and click use, it'll bring it over here into the image creation. And I just say what I want it to do. So like me riding a tiger and hit go. And when you have the clone selected, I don't know if I had to clear that out, by the way. I didn't clear from before. So maybe hopefully that works. There we go. So you can create pictures of yourself in wild scenarios. I kind of look buff there, huh? I'm going to go with the picture. That's really me, by the way. That's not AI. I love riding tigers. And then there's a bunch of tools in here, guys. So one cool thing before I go over to all of the tools, I need to remember where I even have all this stuff. So in invites, you can invite people onto this app. If you do that, all they're going to do is get the free version where they can create prompts, which is super awesome because everybody wants to know how to do that, but they don't get access to all those other tools. Before you do that, there's an area right here that says paste your affiliate link in here. Inside of all your affiliate accounts and first promoter, make sure you're using the first promoter account, there's one that says Revin. Copy that from your affiliate account and save it in here. And once you do that, every time you invite somebody on here, they're tagged as your customer. So all you got to do is give them a free account. But once we make this live and start charging for it, once they upgrade, you're going to get paid for it. We're going to give you 50%. So people don't even know that. Also, if they go to our 3-day event, so when the first thing that happens when they sign in is it says join our free 3-day event, and it gives them the sign up page that goes to that. It's automatically going to be connected to your affiliate link. So it's going to know that, and if they buy at the free 3-day event, you guys know that's an awesome event, by the way. Most of the people want pro. You're going to get paid lifetime on all those. So this gives you the ability to start earning affiliate commissions without selling anything. So check this out. In fact, I wonder if I can find this quick. I am limited on time here, but if I go into the library, let's go to this one here. So everybody thought this was cool. If you scroll on the Facebook group page, and you'll notice when I do this, and I say, who wants the prompt? Everybody starts saying yes. Some of the people in the room might have said yes when I posted this one. I literally get hundreds of people asking for the prompt. That's all you got to say. And when you click on this link right here, it says share link. Let me post it up on here. That's going to give you a shareable link that goes to a page that looks like this, that has the image, and it has the prompt. But at the bottom of the page, it says get started free, generate your own prompts. Your affiliate link is tagged to every single person that signs up through that. So when you share that picture and say who wants the prompt, you're going to give them that link, and you don't have, it's not an affiliate link. It goes here, but it's tagged to your affiliate link. So just sharing cool pictures, these are one of the most viral things you can put online right now. Everybody's going to want it. Then they're going to sign up because it's a free account. Why wouldn't they sign up? And they're going to be tagged as an affiliate. I'm going to be doing that with the books. I haven't added it yet. So when you generate books, you can share that link and it'll say, do you want to generate your own books? And they can sign up for a revenue account. You get tagged as your affiliate account. I'm going to do it with all the different features in here. But right now, when you share this kind of stuff, it's going to be tagged and you can earn money doing that. All right, the library here, I don't know if you've seen what's all in here yet, the tools. So one, there's so much stuff. I don't know what to choose. We're actually going to probably have to dig into most of this later, but I can do a quick rundown of some of the stuff's in here. A3 and the AI Business Mastery that just signed up. You guys will be the only ones that'll see this right now. I might have an option later for a pro, but I just can't give away everything for free because we would go broke giving you all the stuff that we're paying for. But for those of you that did sign up, this is a competitor intelligence tool. And so, for instance, I did one on Tony Robbins. He just had an event. I can sign up for stuff using a very specific email that this generates automatically. And it logs all the emails that come in for me, like one by one. So it has all the content, but in those emails, it actually gets into what they all did. So it's going to analyze this with AI and say what they did right, what they did wrong. It's going to take the landing page and tell me what their offer is. It's going to show me, I can build a voice. So if I get enough of the emails, I think you need like 5, we can create a voice. So this is the voice that they talk in. I'm not taking the stuff that they said. I'm analyzing their voice because you can't do that. You couldn't use the same stuff that they say. But this is the exact same voice that Tony's talking with in the emails. And if I like that voice, I can blend it with mine. And I can blend those together. This analyzed it and said everything that he does. It talks about the structure and format that he's using in the emails. It's talking about the language patterns that he's using. It's talking about the persuasion techniques that he's using, the problem agitates solve solution, and breaking down exactly the psychology of how they write emails. Now I can use that. let me go back to all the other. There's so much stuff in here, and once again, I'll break this down. But I have a social media calendar. This will create your social media. I broke down and distilled some of the best social media posts of all time, about 500. And this will write in your voice with all of those frameworks. And then it'll actually blast them out to your social media channels automatically. You can actually put your social media in here and blast them out. There's Revan Studio Maker. So I don't even know how these are going to sound. I did them in the back of the room right now. But you can create music just by, I said, create AI for business song that we're in Las Vegas and there's entrepreneurs in the room looking to scale their business. And we just created this music. Neon lights in the desert glow. Dreams collide where the ideas flow. Vegas nights, future call, build an empire, tearing down wall. Algorithms whisper secrets clear. Innovation's voice is all we hear. Neon lights in the desert glow. Dreams collide where the ideas flow. Vegas nights, the future calls, building empires, tearing down walls. Algorithms whisper secrets clear. Faces, voices out. A for business, let's sing that. Turn your vision into light. Entrepreneurs rising through. This is your time. Come alive. All right, so guys, there's so much in here. I'm going to do a full training on it. I got to wrap up right now, but I got an ebook generator that creates an entire book, chapter by chapter, with the book cover. It's really hard to do that with AI, by the way, because it doesn't fit in a box. I made this create the chapters one by one. There's a newsletter generator. This thing pulls in real-time news automatically. So you tell it what kind of business you're in, and it goes and fetches real-time news, brings it in, and writes an entire newsletter for you. There's video sales letter generators. There's presentation generators, which, by the way, we plugged into Gamma. So it's using Gamma, but I actually had it put it into a PowerPoint. So instead of being stuck in like the Gamma app, you can edit everything inside of PowerPoint. It goes right into a download for you. There's a logo generator. There's a Perfect Hire, where it tells you the specific. A lot of people get stuck. They're like, I want to just have somebody do some of this stuff. I just don't even know who to hire. So it tells you the skill sets needed. It creates the job thing. It tells you who to look for, what platforms to look for them on. And it even creates the interview questions. So, it sounds like you know what you're talking about. So there's all kinds of stuff in here, guys. But I think the point, I did this in 3 weeks. I could have just done one of these things in a day, and I did. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing an entire 2 days with those of you joining us for the AI Business Mastery. And we're going to walk through all this stuff so you know exactly how I did this, the kind of challenges that I ended up having. I encourage everybody to just start using Lovable anyway, because it's a great tool. But I'm really looking forward to my class because I have a lot of time. So we'll spend 2 entire days together doing that. So
we had a lot of questions about mastering implementation.
Yeah, let's go ahead and answer those.
Can you put that slide back up that I showed yesterday? So very quickly, again, we have the opportunity to join us for 2 years. That was the bonus that we're doing. And if you liked that session that Brian just did, imagine being able to do that yourself. Now you can, like Cora did, got on here and created an app really quickly as a 7-year-old. But there are a few other things that you have to do to make a functional app like Revan. And not only that, to make sure it's secure and safe. And that's something that you'll go over in your workshop as well, where you leave with something at the end. Now, the big thing here is that we're starting right away in the next 2 weeks, we have on the 18th and 19th of November, a fundamentals foundations class. And one of the reasons why we developed this class is because we know that people need to get up to speed and zero in on what their specific challenges are. I mentioned this to those who are already in the program. Actually, if you're already in the program, give me a show of hands real quick. Can we give them a round of applause already for joining us? Thank you guys for making a decision. And we did some sessions yesterday and we did a session this morning. The biggest takeaway that I'm going to give you is that you're actually going to forget about anything that you're not focused on right now. The whole reason of this workshop is to zero in on what you need to implement and then move to the next and eliminate any type of confusion and distraction. So those 8 workshops that we are holding, and we have them over the course of 2 years, it's going to be multiple times where we're doing these workshops, is I want you to focus on one thing and then move forward. But I think I had a big question around what happens on these daily coaching calls. They're not just calls, you're going to learn something every time. It's specifically for you to get your questions answered again and again and again. So it's not about learning a new strategy. In fact, I don't want you to learn more strategies. I don't want you to get confused. I want you to focus on exactly what you're doing every single time. In addition to that, we are going to meet twice a year. And again, this is a 2-year program. Twice a year we're meeting and we're going to zero in on what your game plan is for the next 6 months. Because again, to me, it's not about all the tools. We're sharing tons of tools, right? Has this session, has this event been cool and shared some good tools and been helpful to understand things, right? That's the purpose of it. But what I want you to do is actually to zero in. So it's good to know that stuff exists, but it's important to be able to zero in. Once you know all these things are there, then lock in and focus. So that's those are the main big things here. But again, we want you to make sure that you're 100% happy with this. So we do have a try before you decide guarantee. Go through the program, join us on that first workshop. At the end of that, if you're like, you know what, this is not for me, we'll be able to part as friends and call it that and be able to still be in the community, but be able to get you your refund as well, just so we know that this is a right fit for you. Really, really important. If you have any questions across the board, our team is here. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this, but this is an opportunity for you. Also, our speakers, Chris Moore has the Pocket Marketer. We're going to do that for a year subscription for Pocket Marketer for those who are joining us as well. And the team at Anderson, who enjoyed Clint's conversation yesterday about taxes, right? He's including a workshop as well in this also. And that's something that's super important. If you're in business and you're making money, you want to make sure you're getting every dollar you can and keeping it safe and keeping it yours. So lots of things. If you have any questions, our team is in the back right now. I see Alex, I see Mike, I see Scott. Guys, if you can raise your hand right now and just say hi to everybody. Any questions? They're here during lunch. They're here all day. Love to get you in the program. So that's it. Brian, anything else?
Well, I would just say, aside from the $5,000 discount here at the event, giving you guys an extra year, I'd take advantage while before we get our minds back. That's a long time, which is going to be awesome because this stuff, it does keep changing so quickly and advancing so quickly. So you're going to be plugged into to us for a very, very long time, and have that daily help. So every single day having live help, getting into these implementation workshops, not trainings, but we're actually getting stuff done together. So I want to thank everybody that joined, but even the others that didn't get to join right now, maybe it wasn't the right time or whatever. I thank you guys for all being here.
But one more thing before you wrap up, actually, Brian.
Yes.
So the biggest question I forgot about is actually the reason I came up on stage, and it wasn't to do that. The biggest question that we got is, I'm in Pro right now. I haven't even used or opened Pro. How is this different? If you're thinking of that, how many Pro members do we have in the room right now? All right. So it's like 99% of the room. I'm in Pro right now. How is this different? The biggest thing I would say is you need that push for habits to change. For example, if you've been in Pro, I asked a question last night in the room, who's actually gone through the Pro modules, in a room of about 60 people, 70 people in there, 5 people raise their hands. Sometimes habits don't change. And if it's left to your own devices, you get stuck. And I understand that because I'm the same exact way. So the only way to do that is have that outside influence to help you along the way. These aren't educational events. They are educational events, but they're not focused on education. They're focused on action. What you're getting is implementation and guidance support along the entire way. That's the biggest difference. Pro is awesome. It's passive education, passive learning. You're getting text message questions, things like that. These are live calls that we're on to be able to help you as well. To me, that's the very biggest question between Pro and what this program is. So if that's what's stopping you, holding you back, know that we're here with you the entire time and want to push you forward and give you that guidance and implementation to take you by the hand.
It's our massive goal to make this be the best business decision you guys have ever made. So thank you.
That's a wrap for this episode of the AI for Business podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit subscribe and pass it along to a friend or colleague. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you in the next one.